they are actually right from the wild in the Everglades.
Oh boy!
And then they're wild. They act like wild snakes, and it was part of the plan. I mean, they wanted to bite. They wanted to look interesting. And so anyway, I decided I was going to move them, put them on display. Mm-hmm. And I got them out. Man, one of them hammered me right in my arm, as you can see by there. And I thought, boy, they really are mean.
So mean as a snake. There it is.
So it's no big deal if you're used to it. I mean, it's way overrated, but people think snake, Adam and Eve, and they're all automatic fear factor.
Yeah. You guys were on Conan recently, which we'll talk about after the break.
I am at liberty to talk about the fact that we were going to be on a show produced by Mark Burnett. And for those of you that know that name, he has made several shows.
Oh, Survivor, The Apprentice.
Quite a bit. And the show had a great idea. That's why my brother and I were actually we auditioned for it, and right away they wanted us on it. And basically the show was about us writing music as jingles for products. Mm-hmm. And we took it a step further. Since I'm a magician, we write the jingles and then actually act them out and sing the jingles out, and then I do magic for every one of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so they automatically called us, but then on top of it, when we declined it based on the contract itself. The confidentiality contract, that's a no-brainer. But then the contract that states we basically are going to own you, which means you have to tear down your MySpace site, your Facebook. You can't talk to people about this. You're going to be gone for 9 months shooting on location with this.
Wow.
I own a business.
I've been warned of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's not the situation we wanted to be in. So we actually we declined it. But then we started getting emails that were constantly hitting us up for, please be on it, and we have all these good things that can happen, and it's perfectly okay. The contract is on every reality show, and we're like, no, it's not. And we hang up. We wouldn't answer emails.
I remember I was still in Alan Levin's class at the time where we actually met, and you came in and you had these. I think you brought the contract. It was the size of a dictionary.
Right.
Yeah,
and it said in the contract, and basically it broke down all the things you could do wrong, and then right next to it, page 10 or 90, it said, if you breach this contract at all, you agree to pay us $1 million.
Yikes.
Wow.
So that's the breach payment of a reality contract.
Yikes. Okay, well, we definitely have to go to a break. This is going by way fast.
Break, but thank you for that story. We're going to be back. We're going to take a call from, looks like Shanti, who has a question for Jay. And just off Jason's story right there, a word to the wise. Be extremely careful when going out for these reality shows. Guys.
And we're definitely going to take out some of these creepy animals when we get back and see
that's
how
right.
scared.
We're going to look at
beautiful animals.
Shoes.
I'm sorry, beautiful animals, but but I'm not a big fan of snakes myself.
All right, so we'll be back right after this. You're listening to Acting Up with Skylar and Steve on Adrenaline Radio.
Woo-hoo.
You're listening to Acting Up with Skylar and Steve. The cleanest way to have fun at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday.
1-800-405-6425 to get on the air with us live if it's Wednesday, 8 to 9. Otherwise, don't call. Before we get into this, real quick.
You don't have to be mean.
Well, no, I mean, you can call, but you're just going to get, like, Nick Fedorov's gardening show or something.
Nice.
Which, by the way, listen to Nick Fedorov's gardening show.
Yeah, it's a wonderful show.
1680, Adrenaline Radio and AdviceRadio.com.
Did I tell you Frosty Stillwell emailed me? I just wanted to talk about this real quick.
Frosty of?
Of Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.
Oh, all right.
The long-running talk show. I don't know if you guys, people outside of L.A. might not know them, but they were on the FM talk station in L.A. for 8 years, I think, between Corolla and Lycus and Stern and all that. And he thought our first show was great, and that just meant a lot to me because he's influence to me in talk radio, and for him to already think we're doing great is awesome. And they're doing a podcast now that's really cool, so I just wanted to mention that.
We like Frosty. Frosty, you know what? We love Frosty.
We love Frosty, and we'll get him on the show.
Frosty.
We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yes.
Should we take Shanti's call? Shanti's been on hold for quite a while. She's got a question for Jay.
Sure.
Jay, prepare yourself. All right, here we go.
Line ready.
3. Hi, is this Shanti?
Yes, this is Shanti. How you doing?
You're on the air on Adrenaline Radio with Skylar and Steve, and I understand you have a question for Jay.
I do. First of all, I wanted to tell you I really enjoy the show. The show is just great.
Oh,
thanks.
You can thank Jason for that.
Educational and funny, and I love it.
Wait,
our show or their show?
Say both.
I actually have a funny question, just because watching the show, it just, you've had, I've seen you've gotten bitten before and this and that, and I see you've had quite a few close calls, but handling those snakes, it looks crazy. Have you ever been bitten, like, in your jewels?
Oh, I almost wonder if you've heard the story. About 15 years ago, funny enough, is I had a big, about an 18 or actually probably closer to 20-foot Burmese python. And I was feeding it, and it's kind of senile. You'd feed it its rabbit, and it would swipe at the rabbit and miss it and bite itself. Well, this one time it latches onto its side. I'm on my cell phone talking to actually Bob Clark of all people. If you know the reptile industry at all, he's kind of one of the granddaddy guys. And I slide the glass over to rescue this snake by throwing another rabbit by it, and it just comes off itself and just hits me kicks me literally like drop kick to the groin. I hit the ground, and she's stuck on my leg right there, teeth buried in my leg, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing, because one of my friends, it's Mr. Clean cut, absolutely the guy's never late. He's just the most, pardon the French, anal person in the world. But he comes in, I'm waiting for him to come in any minute, and he's running late. And I'm thinking, I got to get this off. This is so embarrassing. I'm rolling around the ground, and it hit me so hard I had no strength. But luckily my legs are strong. So after about 5 minutes, I thought, where is he? I don't care if I'm embarrassed now. Finally, I got it off. He shows up and he goes, you look terrible. What's wrong? I go, I don't even want to go there. So, yeah, it has actually happened one time in my life, and it was quite an experience.
He said,
cool.
That was a short version, obviously.
Well, let's get one of these out here and see if it can do that again.
Wow.
Let's hope not.
Let me back up.
That was a bad experience.
Skylar, you should thank God right now that you're on the other side of this table.
I am.
Skylar should actually walk around.
Yeah, let's not do that.
This is Rosie, one of my Burmese pythons, and she's a teddy bear.
Here, Skylar, let's switch.
Same kind of got me.
Wow.
Okay, why they were picking on me right now is I am terrified of snakes. So
really,
yeah, more or less.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so it was
just a baby.
Oh, it's massive.
It's a 13-foot baby.
Oh, and it actually just took a spill before it moved itself off of a chair it was laying on.
It fell off a table.
Oh, it was a table.
Yeah, but he's flown before.
Oh, okay.
But I think you know what? Jay is very specialized at getting people over their fears, and I think Skylar needs to be cleansed.
Oh, man.
That episode isn't out yet, guys.
Oh, sorry.
We'll definitely do that when
Tune
we
in
have
this
more
Monday.
cameras. Yeah.
Her name's Rosie, you said?
Rosie.
Rosie. Okay.
Yeah, she's probably about 14 foot, actually.
How much does she weigh again, Jay?
About 75, 80 pounds.
Yeah,
wow.
So she's very light.
Very light. Okay.
Compared to,
is that light?
Compared to the ones that are at the zoo, yeah.
Well, she's looking at me with the same look that I get on my face when I go to a buffet. She's got that in her eyes.
I was just telling Steve before the show how I wasn't nervous because now we got our first show out of the way, and now I'm fully nervous again.
Well, you sweaty over there.
No, you hold it in well. You're not Skylar, shaking.
Do people shake often?
Sure.
I'm glad I'm not holding your hand.
Wow. Now, was this one on Conan? Tell us about the whole Conan experience.
Oh, it was kind of cool. I actually was kind of a behind-the-scenes guy for the most part, but then again, at the end, when we got out the Twinkie, 350-pound snake. We needed I had to handle her, so because
22 feet long.
Yeah, she's really big. You guys kept saying, well, that looks like a big snake. And I'm like, that's not a big snake.
Nope. Yes.
that was a big snake.
That was a big snake.
So, yeah, we actually brought the two-headed snake that was on, too.
Okay, we've got a two-headed snake.
Two-headed snake.
Well, it's one for each of you. Steve and Scott,
Bye,
they both need to touch
Rosie's
it.
going back into her bag.
Bye, Rosie. We'll not miss you. Now, the two-headed snake, I gotta ask, is one head a decoy, or is this like a Siamese twin where they both have brains and, hopes and desires and everything?
Well, I don't know about the hopes and desires, but they both have brains and they know how to use them.
Cool.
Okay.
You'll never see this again.
I am not happy. I'm not happy right now, I have to admit.
This is Thelma and Louise, and you can see that
Look.
they're kind of on a little bit on the grumpy side.
Okay.
They're biting him.
They're trying to bite him.
They're biting him.
Yeah, if you aren't watching the web feed, Jay is taunting the two-headed snake with his finger, both heads.
Hey, now, I don't know about taunting.
No, not
but-
taunting.
Okay,
It's more of a whispering.
I have a
Whispering.
question that I don't know why I didn't ask until now. Are the heads venomous?
Luckily, this is not a venomous snake.
Okay,
If
good.
it was a
never
venomous
do that
snake,
to you.
they'd both be venomous.
Well, okay.
Double your pleasure.
Wow.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. Do we have any snake-related calls that maybe Thelma or Louise wants to field?
I see we've got Jeff on hold with a